And welcome back here. We had a little interruption right after the Logan Breaky incident there, so we had a lot of commentary in between and before we realized we were off air, so we are back. I know you guys can't really hear us from the first stream, but we got a wreck in the back, Dustin, multiple trucks involved, at least 3. Brad Miner, Logan Breaky again for the second time, which that might be a retaliation. We'll have to check that out. And then we have one other, Mr. Harrington, there in the back, 66. Looks like he's going to be all but done here, or 77 rather. Well, let's watch this, Dustin. This was the first 2 trucks from the last one. We're going to see here on the replay what exactly happened with these 3 drivers.
This just looks like a bump from the 24 to the 77 here of Chris Harrington is going to set this one off.
It does.
Yep,
Yeah.
and that's going to put him down below the apron. He comes back up, and that merge plus another little extra tap. He's going to bounce off the outside wall. He's going to wow, the net code on that was crazy. Just clips the 29 of Logan Breaky, and he's going to collect him as well.
Yeah, so that was actually not anything retaliated-wise, but I'm surprised there was not a caution. We stayed green after a 3-truck wreck. I know it was in the very far back of the field, but still, that was multiple trucks. And look at this. Oh, we got one in the grass there. Black and yellow truck. Donnie Honeycutt, your 50th birthday in 2 days. Parked it on pit road. That would be hilarious if that was his pit box. But Dustin looks like he is not moving any further, so that might be it for the 22.
I'm wondering if that, please tell me that was not a hardware issue. Remember, this guy has had issues the last couple weeks with hardware.
That's true.
And Jeremy, I'm thinking that could be hardware.
Yeah. And
we'll watch it. We'll watch his wheels here and see what happens. Driving perfect, driving good.
Watch him turn left.
Yep. Hardware issue. Hardware issue. Oh, yeah. Hard left-hander. Oh, man, that is heartbreaking.
As he gets it fixed, looks like he's back on track, but that's twice now, right? Or third time? At least twice for the 22. But remember a few weeks ago, we had that happen 4 different times in one race, so it's plaguing these guys going through here like a little virus within the league itself. Hopefully this gets all cleared out and that's the final time we see it. Still staying green flag here. Look at these other guys. Steve Rada up here in 9th place after starting way back in the field in 25th. He's crawling through trying to pass Nathan Van Zandt here. This is for 8th place. Gets him cleared barely. Good pass there by Steve.
Yeah, some excellent racing going on right now, Jeremy. And it's, again, we have a mixture of old and new tires. I mean, Tyler Honeycutt still up front leading. Will Bussler still running second, but we know we have Ross Tatum there. He was one of them. And so, again, this is going to get interesting on how this.
See how this goes for the drivers who did not come down pit road, how long it's going to take for them to get down there, and then to also see what kind of strategy they run. As we can run our twistedspeedsetup.com and truck telemetry, we can get a kind of a view of some of these drivers who did not pit, see what their fuel bar looks like. Here's Ross Tatum, truck number 1, your points leader, Will Bussler. There we go. We're at about 50% of the way through, 26 laps in. He's going to run his lap on the middle lane this time around here to complete lap 26. And so there you go. About that average with the 1 caution in the middle of it. We're looking about probably just around 50 laps, 51 or so, I would say, before they come down pit road.
Yeah, yep. And it's going to be right around that, like I said, that, we talked about a 50 to 55 marker. That's really going to throw this off. If it extends and goes green flag on it, you're really going to see a separation in this pit strategy, Jeremy.
Continuing the cycle through here. We're going to take a moment to thank our series sponsor, Powerhead Research Institute, and then kick it through a cycle of picture-in-picture commercials. We've got to thank our sponsors as well. So we'll be back here in just a few minutes.
Education has the power to transform lives, and Empower Ed Research Institute is helping lead the way. Through research, innovation, and collaboration, we work to strengthen education, expand opportunity, and spark positive change in schools and communities. Empower Ed Research Institute, powering the future of learning. Reach out and become a part of the movement.
Hey, can you do me a favor? I'm really hungry, but I'm trapped in here, and I dropped my last piece of boozy jerky on the floor. I can't reach it. Would you mind grabbing me a bag of the most tender, flavorful booze-infused jerky on the planet? I promise I'll pay you back. I mean, I'd eat my piece, but I can't reach it. Oh, actually, I got it. Oh, it's so good. It's so tender, so flavorful. You should really pick yourself up a bag. But if you do, you can't eat it in here. Now, this is my spot. I own this spot. Boozy jerky. The original booze-infused beef jerky with it.
And welcome back here to full screen action here, lap 33 of the scheduled 120 to close out the season here. And Joshua Altis, look at that. Remember, I said that he's got the long run speed. The 94 is here, and he is taking the race lead here, presented by Victory Fuel. And we were talking about this during the commercial break. Appreciate you guys for sticking through, refreshing, getting back to the view. It's just live coverage of OTSS, but Nerd Headquarters up there in the Illinois area just has some weather in the area. The past couple of days it's been that way, and it's caused some spotty connections that caused us to momentarily drop. You had to refresh the Twitch and re-go to another stream on the YouTube side to find us back here again, which looks like most of y'all have, so thank you for that. But just got some weather kind of affecting the north central part of the U.S.
Yeah, we had bad storms yesterday, and it has affected some of the fiber optics that we have going here. Nerd Headquarters has fiber optic, and it has been spotty, and I was hoping it wasn't going to play a factor in tonight, especially for the championship race and with everything on the line. But the start of it has been rocky, but we're hoping it is going to maintain and stay balanced out the rest of tonight's race so we can bring this action to you. Jeremy racing up front. 94, Joshua Altis still leading the way. Caleb Smith in the 54 was trying, but just couldn't get it completed. Right now, you have your top six are all nose to tail. Tyler Honeycutt back there. Those tires, Jeremy, 17-lap older tires, starting to show their wear and tear a little bit as he's falling off the pace and falling back. And remember, we're coming up here in about 15 laps on when the window for those 5 drivers that it's, you know, they're out there, they're going to have to pit. They are way off cycle. So we'll have to see what happens with that. But the racing has not let up.
Has not. Alejandro Con right there in the yellow truck on the right-hand side just hit the wall off of turn 2. Dustin already mentioned one other time that wall can sneak up on you real quick, and that found the 47 just right there. As you're now focused on the 27, Jake Grant. running a really solid race here to try to close this thing out, but after the pit cycle, he's kind of sitting back there in 9th place, driving the number 27, which he is the top of the points contenders. I'm sorry, Tyler Honeycutt's in 7th place, Jacob Grant's in 9th, and Ross Tatum's in 10th, so all within just a 4-truck grouping.
Jeremy,
Tyler
we got a
Honeycutt's
graphic
the
for that.
fastest truck so far. And there it is. The championship top 5. P7, 10, 8, and 2. That is based on ranking on the points boards.
Oh, contact.
But not for position on track, as we're almost 3 wide here. Contact, 2 wide now down the back.
Yeah, there was a little bit of contact between the 64 Danny White and the 92 there, Jonathan Hammond, as they were racing. That slows Danny White down. He's actually going to lose not only the position to Jonathan Hammond, but also the 6. Polly Torrance is going to get around him as well. So Danny White falls back to 5th place. Caleb Smith was able to finally get around the 94. Joshua Altus did a high line drive. Jeremy used that high line momentum, got to the outside, drove away, and has now put about 3 truck lengths distance in between him and the 94.
They sure did here. These 3 are just nose to tail. The 54, Caleb Smith breaking away a little bit. This 54, Caleb has been fast recently. More speed out of this truck than I've seen in the front half of the season. He's doing a hell of a job, and he's got that 5 truck length advantage over the 94. As for the second time, I think, all night, the top 10 are all gone single filed, and there's some spacing even behind Jacob Grant there. Stephen Abbashead, they're at a 1 second separation between the 2. And there goes the one around the 45. That is pass for position and more security in the points for the championship.
Yeah, but that's not the one that Ross wants to try to secure more points from. Jacob Grant is 2 spots ahead of him, so just based off of positional points, if they would end right now, Jacob Grant would only be 8 points behind your race leader, Ross Tatum, as he is 2 positions higher. So that's what Ross is trying to do. He's got a little bit of breathing room there with the points. Even if they finish as they are right now, as long as he can maintain and stay close enough to where the points difference isn't greater than 10 by the time bonus points are factored in and finishing positions, he's going to be good. And you better believe these drivers know where their championship competitors are at. Side-by-side racing between EJ Luna and Will Buss are real close on corner exit, as EJ's got to choke up that corner exit.
Man, oh man, that was close. Slight door-to-door contact, but nothing to affect these trucks. You know, these things can be heavily aero effective. And they go side by side like that mid-corner. You're taking all the air off the inside truck's nose, and thankfully no harm, no foul here. 44 laps underway out of the scheduled 120. We're expecting green flag pit stops from everybody but 3 drivers here in the next, I would say, 8 to 12 laps. As we're all single file for the most part here, looking at the back, cycling through some of these drivers that haven't had too much screen time. 31, Jackson Clark, he was on the front half earlier. Now he's trying to gain some positions back up through the field. We saw the 3 of Steve Rada. He was in the same predicament. Ronnie Hurst looking to the inside. He's trying to find some speed here at Vegas.
Yeah, yep. I got that good high line exit, did the crossover, got to the inside of Steve Rada, completed the pass, and now he's going to try to keep trucking forward. And Jeremy, even though they're straight lining it, I mean, there's a number of different packs that are super close, and well, some are trying to straight line it. Jacob Grant here says, nah, you all can sit here and straight line it. I'm going to take this thing straight to the wall and ride it.
Pitts Road open for the 15 and 45. Tyler Honeycutt bringing his teammate DJ Honeycutt with him on pit road. 3 trucks in. Jason Pick as well on the 53. Going to be at this time.
Scheduled, Jeremy. These were 3 of the drivers that did not pit under that lap 17 caution.
Yeah, 1,000%. That is indeed true. As we're going to see them go in and out, hopefully clean, no penalties whatsoever for those drivers. As we're looking now at the race battle, the race lead battle here. Caleb Smith had that 5-6 truck length advantage. No mo. This guy is now fighting for his life, Dustin, around a hungry group of trucks.
Oh, absolutely. And I tell you what, we're going to showcase. I mean, see if Jacob Grant does it again. He is running that Larson line up there. Actually, he's running a little lower now. Larson's a little braver. But I tell you what, whatever Jacob Grant is doing, it is working right now because he is getting some massive runs. My only concern would be tire conservation. I mean, he is ripping it up there, and you know that's higher speed through the corners. iRacing, the way they calculate tire wear, is based on speed. The faster you are, the more tire wear you're going to accumulate, and he is ripping it up there.
He's doing a fantastic job. One of the few drivers to sweep the marbles up on the upper half of the track to open that lane up continuously. The 3 of Steve Rada, he's calling pit road. One of the drivers that was up front in the top 10 for a little bit cycled back to the back half of the field. So they're going to start to trickle in here in the next 5-6 laps. We're going to see majority of the field maybe come down at that point. Maybe a little bit further, Dustin. We'll see how far they can extend it.
Yeah, and they're going to try to extend it as much as possible, especially for those drivers that did stay out under the last caution. They're going to try to stretch that out, hoping that maybe there isn't another yellow flapping fabric thingy that flows in the wind.
What is that?
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, no, we ain't going there. Nope, not happening.
No?
Nope, not happening.
Okay.
Not happening. But yeah, they're going to try to stretch it out. Absolutely, they're going to try to. The rest of these drivers that all pitted, so that was pretty much 6th place on back after that last caution. They're, I mean, they're good. They're just now probably just a little over halfway. Well, let's take a look at our race leader. So we'll sit here and do the Twisted Speed setups onboard telemetry just under halfway. So they're about a third of the tank left. Again, that is a guesstimation. It's an estimate, but about a third of a tank left before they come into pit. So this is going to be interesting to see how this is going to work out, Jeremy.
He had one of the fastest drivers of the night, Will Bustler. Internet connection issue, so he has dropped.
So we're not the only one?
Logan.
We're not the only ones, Jeremy.
No, we're one of 3. So we've dropped out. It looks like Will Bustler's dropped out, and a while back, Bobby Mantle had fallen out as well for packet loss. So you are one of 3 this evening, 2 of which have returned. Will Bustler still is yet to return back to the server if he chooses to do so. Looking down the back straightaway here, lap 52 of the scheduled 120. As we're looking at a bunch of lead changes, we're watching a bunch of side-by-side here late in this green flag cycle. These guys are putting on a hell of a show right now.
Oh, absolutely, they are.
There's actually, that's I'm going to kick it over. There's actually an iRacing issue right now. At least there is communication on the radio from the drivers. A lot of them are blinking. There's a wreck. Paulie Torrance spins out in the back, and this is going to be a yellow flag presented by iRacing iFlag. And this is nothing to these drivers doing. Half the drivers, essentially, Dustin, we were just on the radio. I know you can't hear that, but on my end, they were saying there are server issues. Everyone is blinking in and out. And so I think it's one of many, not just us. So it's not you. It's not your storm. It's iRacing.
Well, I mean, I'm happy to hear that, and at the same time, I'm not happy to hear that, and that's unfortunate, Jeremy, because, I mean, and that makes sense, because on our end, I know you viewers out there don't get to see what we see, and trust me, you don't want to see all the remote controls and everything that we have to utilize on our end, but the timing tower was going crazy. About half of them were shifting down, grayed out, then they pop back in. Not what these drivers want to see from the service, especially on championship weekend. But just because we are having issues, and we apologize, but because we want to stay as smooth as possible, just because the service is having issues, I don't want to kick it to any replays, just in case it is going to tank it again. So we're going to ride it now because everything has been smooth. We do apologize, but hopefully this gets sorted out and we can have a good race to the end for the Empower Ed Fuel the Flame 180 here at Vegas.
It's in for. We'll do a couple of shout outs here as we're under our second yellow flappy fabric thing of the evening. Our race control Robert Martin on the YouTube side announced to the public, so I can't say it. Jackson Clark will be leaving Phoenix Motorsports at the end of the season and joining JP Racing with Jason Pick, moving to a Chevrolet alongside himself and Ronnie Hurst. So that is news update from Robert Martin from Phoenix Motorsports. And then also, Dustin, on our end, we're not calling one Tuesday OTSS race. Nope. We're doing it 2 times a week now on your Tuesday and Thursday regular scheduled program that we've had all year round. The Contender Series going up live August 13th, and August 11th hosts season number 3 of the OTSS schedule.
Yeah, the official home of OTSS Nerd TV. We will continue coverage as we announced earlier in the season. About midway through this season here, we will continue coverage for the OTSS Select Series on Tuesdays, and we will also expand that to the OTSS Contender Series running the O'Reilly cars for a 12-race season for Season 1 of the Contender Series presented by Certitude, Jim.
Yeah, 10-4 on that. Excited to see that extra lap, extra life award given out there. There's the wave around by Ross Tatum, so a little double setup there for a couple drivers, including, well, there's another one, DJ Honey, cut the 15. Ross was the important one because of the point situation. Let's see if anybody else gets awarded yet. Tyler Honeycutt, he's also getting a lot of trucks that got put 1 lap down there on that cycle because of the continued green flag pit stops.
Yeah, yep, and I mean, it's, if you recall, we had Tyler Honeycutt, DJ, Ross Tatum was one that ended up coming in as well. They had just started some of those green flag pit stops when that came out, and that kind of threw things for a loop. So drivers that are getting the wave around right now, Jeremy, they have been out there on those tires probably for about 10 to 12 laps now. So they're kind of still in the same situation as what it was during the lap 17 caution when 5 drivers elected to stay out. So it's going to be, we're going to have to see how this plays out and how this works out.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, green flag back in the air here. Restarting this race on lap 57 of the scheduled 120 laps. So when we complete 3 more laps, we are going to be halfway done with the season finale for season number 2 here in the OTSS Select Series. As everyone gets to the gears, just find a little spacing through the field, way more spacing than what it was on the opening laps of this event. As right now the 94 Joshua Altis. Remember, he's got the long run speed. Now he's a weapon because he's got the lead with the short run speed.
And more importantly, he's got the clean air, Jeremy. He's got all the downforce on that front nose, and that helps out tremendously here. So, yeah, definitely doing good. We got a nice battle back here, Jeremy. About 5 trucks on your screen. EJ Luna, Jonathan Gaston back there. Abram Ghostin, your driver pick award winner, is there. Ronnie Hurst is in the picture as well. And Alejandro Khan. So good battle going on right here, Jeremy. And these are what the restarts do. They bunch these drivers up. A lot of them on fresh tires. So a lot's going on. You want to know about your championship contenders. Well, Jacob Grant, Jeremy, he's up here battling the 94 Joshua Altis for the race lead. That is not what the one of Ross Tatum wants to see. As Ross Tatum is back in 14th, Jeremy, and if math serves me, that is 14-point difference if it were to end right now. 13 now that Jacob Grant falls back to second. So that's why Ross got the wave around, as Jacob Grant, your second place in the points, is up here in the lead pack. So again, it's not over, Jeremy, until that proverbial fat lady sings her tune.
Quick time posted by EJ Luna driving the 24s for momentarily 3 wide with Hammond up the middle. They go back 2 wide, back straight away here. Lap 60 underway. Completing this lap will be the halfway mark in this event here. As we see Caleb get a little tight there off center, brings it back down to the white line. No harm, no foul there. 2 wide, 4, 5 rows almost consecutive here on the front straightaway and for the front half of the field. All in the top 10 in view. Getting some great shots here around this Mount Ave track. Probably the second, or if not the best one on the iRacing oval schedule.
Yeah, absolutely love this facility here, both in real life and on the simulation. And it always poses. The racing always seems good when you have the trucks here, when you have the O'Reilly cars here. It's always fantastic racing, one of my favorite facilities, and this is exactly why, Jeremy. Multiple different grooves and lines to run. Each one can be equally as fast and competitive as the next, and it's crazy. I absolutely love the racing here, and these OTSS drivers are not cutting it short on the action one bit.
Nathan Van Zant, driver the number 20, out of the race, also with hardware issues, so that'll be ding number 2 on that scoring tally if you're keeping track. And also, Bobby Mantle has just connected due packet loss as well, so has Jackson Clark. So a couple more of the iRacing server issues still kind of plaguing 3 wide here as we're almost going to make some contact. Second, third, and fourth all up for grabs at the same time. And
that was
Hammond
smart. That was
backs out.
smart. Yeah, that was
Oh!
that was smart by Hammond to back out, and he's still easy on the merge. Nice job. Little mowing the lawn there on the front stretch. Merged back up, kept it going. Fantastic save by driver 92, Jonathan Hammond. I tell you what, Jeremy, down that curved front stretch, a loose truck like that, and especially if it goes down and hits that grass and gets build up on those tires, it's one of the, just freakiest white knuckle things to try to bring that back up and bring it up clean.
Yeah, Danny White right there was the one who made the contact to the right rear panel, or bumper rather, Jonathan Hammond. He's your new leader right now, Jacob Grant, the 27. But Danny White made a last-second call to jump to the outside of the 92. Was a little too late, hit him in that offset back bumper touch and sent Hammond to the infield grass. But we say green flag. A lot of racing. Look at this top 10, Dustin. It looks like they just took their green flag. We're 3 wide here, 24 up the middle, 54 bottom, 94 up on the top.
Yeah, that's EJ Luna. Oh, little loose for the 54, trying to wrap that white paint on the inside, and he's going to lose the momentum. It's going to allow EJ Luna to move up to P2 right now. Back to 3 wide. Caleb Smith in the center now is Donnie Honeycutt on the inside. Donnie Honeycutt got the Extra Lap by Extra Life award under the last caution. He's back on the lead lap, Jeremy. And this racing is getting crazy. And yeah, we are talking about, this is not what a league wants. They don't want issues from the service that's causing issues to drivers. It's unfortunate. We've already had a number of drivers fall due to packet loss, and that's something we typically don't see when we broadcast any of these OTSS races. We typically don't see that. It's usually pretty solid. And then you couple that with hardware and mechanical malfunctions that we've had over the last couple of weeks with steering equipment. Donnie Honeycutt just rebounded back from that, and unfortunately, Jeremy, that sounds like a number of the drivers have Fanatec wheels that are having issues with it. So there's just all kinds of things that are plaguing these drivers tonight. So if you ever think that sim racing, you never have to overcome challenges and adversity, I can tell you right now, that is 100% inaccurate.
Couldn't agree more right there as we're watching them go a little bit more thinned out here in a couple laps since they were all stacked on top of one another there. Little 2x2 here for around 6th or 7th place. Outside of that, majority of the field single filed out. Very nice lap. 69 of the 120 completed here off of turn number 2. Donnie Honeycutt, the only one on the inside, was covered nicely here back to P6 after his little bit of a front stretch hardware mechanical failure. Thankfully didn't hit the wall or anything, able to catch a yellow flag, and 22 back in the frame.
Yeah, an excellent job by Donnie on that as well. He had no steering whatsoever. The only thing he could do was lock her down hard like that, and he did. He mashed the brakes, kept it off the wall. It saved his truck, and they allowed him to get back in this position. But speaking of position, Jeremy, we got to talk championship right now. We're working lap 70 of 120. Grant is in P1 leading right now. Ross Tatum is in P10. That's a 10-point difference. Ross has not been up to lead a lap. So we even have that, Jeremy. Why don't we bring up our lap leaders presented by Twisted Speed Setup? You do not see Tatum's name in there, so there's no bonus point for that. What you do see, though, is Jacob Grant in there. Now, Joshua Altus has got the most laps led currently, but there's enough laps. If Jacob Grant leads it from this point on, he can get the bonus point for leading the most laps, too. So there's still a lot at play here, and we still got a lot of racing to go.
Let's go through some of the other stats. We've had a lot of shaking up in this field over time, and so let's go with the biggest movers presented by the Shirtitudes. We'll see who's been moving up through the pylon, and right there, Danny White plus 19, EJ Luna up 16, Ronnie Hurst found some speed up 13 positions. Joshua Altus, of course, he's been flirting with that race lead, currently up 12, and Steven Abbassad up 9 positions, and on the left-hand side is our product scrolling through, which is our all of our stuff, which is created through iconapparelcompany.com, and there is the nerd shirts, the nerd swag. There's the fun ones there for everybody in the family. And then you got our official esports jerseys and hoodies with matching patterns and everything. And there we go. And embroidered hats, racing gloves, it's all beautiful. And that's at nerditudes.gg. Look for nerd swag, and you'll find our Shirtitudes lineup. And bada bing, bada boom, you're the realest OG in the room. I guess.
Right.
I was gonna make an analogy for online, but couldn't find one.
Yeah.
I guess in the waiting room.
Yeah.
We'll go waiting room. Hey,
Yeah,
that's
see?
fun. That works.
Or, and because Jeremy forgets that we got these back up and going again, you can just visit swag.nerditudes.gg. Takes you right to
There
the
you
shop.
go. Right to the shop. I'm going right for the home page to give the viewers everything. But yes, swag.nerditudes.gg. Take you right there. You don't have to mess with any of the fluff. It's just right there for shopping.
Not that we don't want you to. Trust me. Not that we don't want you to. We take pride in our product and the stuff that we put out there. So that's always a good thing. Up front, though, still leading Jacob Grant over Caleb Smith in the 54. EJ Luna in third with Joshua Altus and Donnie Honeycutt following suit. That is your top 5. Polly Torrance, solid run right now. And he actually set the quick time a number of laps back before it was overtaken. So he definitely has some speed under that 6 truck. We'll have to see what happens. Ross Tatum still trying to get some cushion there. He moved up 1 position since we last seen him. He was P10, now 9th. So trying to move up, trying to get something going, Jeremy. But again, lap 76 of 120. These laps are ticking, especially the longer they grow green flag, the faster it's going to go.
We're going to hit that section called Turn Up the Twos, presented by the Butt Kicker here. Listen to these trucks go around Las Vegas. We'll be back with our voices in a moment. And that was Turn Up the Twos, presented by the Butt Kicker. Listen to these trucks go around this beautiful mile-and-a-half track known as Las Vegas here. And appreciate you guys for jumping back into the broadcast early after that little issue early on with the iRacing servers. Looks like on track and on broadcast, everything has seemed to have cleared up all the way. Chats, we got a decent amount of chats even with the switch over. Berserker on there, chatting it away. Our race control, Robert Martin, also, always talking. Talk on that chat there. Filling it up. And then we're live on Twitch as well. We got 12 on the YouTube side. We got 4 currently on the Twitch side. So thanks again. And keep chatting. If you want a little shout out, I can absolutely do that over the airs. Not a problem. Oh, wall contact, Dustin. Alejandro Khan, and then 22 Donnie Honeycutt on the pit road.
Yeah, I've seen him take a deep dive down there just as we've seen the 47 Alejandro Khan tag that turn 4 wall. And Jeremy, that one could be tough as well. That's a swooping one. But some of this tells me some of these drivers could be getting ready to come in. I've seen a number of drivers go much lower down the backstretch, which is usually the call sign. I believe the 24 is coming in. And Jeremy, this could be a very tricky pit road too. It is that merge from the track down to the apron to get ready to enter pit road is not an easy transition. It can be pretty rough. It can jostle that truck around quite a bit. On worn tires can make it even worse as a 27 of Jacob Grant scuffs the wall coming off of turn 2. Doesn't seem like it affects him much though as he continues going.
It doesn't look like he is affected all that much as he continues to lead the way over Caleb Smith, and Joshua Altis goes from downtown to uptown off of turn 4. There looked like he was maybe going to tag the outside wall. Does not do such. That's your 1, 2, and 3 up for grabs right now. 4th place is a little bit further back, about 7/10 there. The 66 not in position. He is a lap down at this time. You see Polly Torrance there holding that P4 and Ronnie Hurst up there in that 5th place. And here comes the one truck, Ross Tatum. He's going to move himself into P6.
Yeah, slide job in front of the 33 of Ronnie Hurst, and that's going to get Ronnie Hurst tight on corner exit. You've seen him scuff the wall a little bit. Not bad if you scuff the wall, Jeremy. These door panels, they're pretty resilient. They're not like those turd boxes known as the Gen 7s where the body panels are resilient, but the mechanical parts are made of toothpicks. These here can take a little bit more of a beating than what the Gen 7s can, but you don't want to push the issue. It can throw the toe out. It can throw the handling. In this track here, it may be a little bit more draft heavy, but handling is ever so key, especially on these corners.
Yeah, 100% there. All fanning out there, trying to get that air on the nose to maximize their downforce to help these things rotate. As they all go single file this time lap, 89 of the 120. So we got 31 laps to go at the line. Dustin, we are 3/4 of the way through the final race of the season before we take a 2-week break, reset. We got new camera angles, we got new graphics again, and we got new series to call headed forward into August. So decent amount of changes for 2026.
Oh yeah, we're going to be busy. We are going to be busy during the off season, but we're going to come back at you. We're going to continue bringing the best possible production that we can throw at you viewers out there and at the league and the drivers as well. So we absolutely enjoy working with OTSS and the Honeycutts. All what is it? We're up to 29 now to try to keep the running order going with Altis and Tatum. I think it's 29.
Yeah, it sounds like the drivers have their own kind of number, but it ranges from like the 25 to 29, somewhere in that ballpark. It really depends on, what day of the week is it. So that's a fun running joke that the league has, and they all embrace it. And that was a fun, this final race of the season. We get to partake in the weekly drivers meetings, and it's usually, head down, just listen, make sure, things are doing right. But these guys are hitting the air horns out here. They're talking smack. They're having a good old time, and it shows on the track, man. The atmosphere here is unbelievable.
It is. I mean, it's an excellent group. I mean, there's a lot of respect between each and every driver out here. They respect each other as individuals. They respect each other as competitors, and that's what you're looking for. If you have a community of drivers that will respect each other as individuals and as competitors, this is the kind of racing that you are going to produce each and every week. They are going to put on one hell of a show every time they suit up in their rigs and do simulated battle out here on these tracks.
As we're watching these guys battle for the race lead too, Caleb Smith in the 54 down pit road. Here's the 45 of Tyler Honeycutt. He's in pit lane. Got a couple drivers in this time, and that's going to be it. There's 54 rolling out. And this is the money stop, the final green flag pit stop of the evening. They don't have to get a full tank of fuel. You get about 50 laps, Dustin. This is about 27 to go. So this could change the handling of these trucks once more, and maybe this will be the last second effort or last setup adjustment they need to get their truck in the best possible condition.
Absolutely, and that's the big thing. It's the money stop. No mistakes, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies, all day long as they try to do it. And like you said, you do not have to take a full tank of fuel. Now, again, it's a gamble because putting a full tank in adds weight to the rear end. It's going to adjust the handling of these trucks. Putting a half a tank in, or a little over half a tank to make it to the end, less weight on the rear end, so that's going to adjust the handling. But with championships on the line, I would not put it past somebody to try to gamble it.
Somebody.
I'm telling you, it's going to happen. Somebody has got to gamble it just to try to get that space in the track position.
That's why Tyler Honeycutt elected to stay out on that caution that happened around lap 15. The beginning portion of this race, he was trying to space him out, do something different to give himself the best possible chance. Here comes truck number 1. I think he's going down pit road this time by.
Yeah, Jeremy, you know why? Because he got his lap led, so he got that bonus point, my guy. That was what he was trying to do, try to secure that in. That cancels out the bonus point for his championship competitors that have also led a lap, so that's all canceled out. So now it's just back to either leading the most laps for bonus points or just positional points. So again, it is maintaining and calculating those championship points on the fly.
Yeah, what a hell of an entrance there from the number 1 to get down to speed. Had a rough transition onto the flat part of the apron and able to handle it nicely as the 6 Polly Torrance dips down early. That's an early break point there in the center of the corner, so that's going to lose a little bit of time there for the 6 of Polly Torrance. Number 3, Steve Rada, he's coming down pit road this time. So we're going to see a couple more start to trickle in through, Dustin, as we're getting really close to 20 laps remaining.
Yeah, 20 laps remaining, and Polly Torrance probably did that because he was right behind Ross Tatum when he seen Ross Tatum enter late coming in right off of turn 4 and seeing how much it upset that truck. So, I mean, that could have been a contributing factor to him having a little bit more of a conservative entry on that. But right now, 72, Jonathan Gaston out front leading this. As you see the 54, Caleb Smith getting his lap back the hard way. So he's going to go around the 72. Donnie Honeycutt still out there. He's running P2, Jeremy, and we're still cycling through pit stop. So we're going to bring up our pit stop report presented by AI Chief to let you know who is out there right now. Jonathan Gaston has been out there 44 laps since his last pit stop. He is going to have to pit. He's going to be about 10 to 12 laps shy, give or take, depending on how much he's running. Donnie Honeycutt, on the other hand, Jeremy,